This video is on focal points in 1984. I'm going to offer you some key sections that you can focus on in rehearsals. You can also use these sections to try your design concept out on and investigate how design can help you realise moments in the play. The opening. The opening seems like a very good place to start with 1984. This is the first 2 pages of text up until the line, "Sudden, total blackout." Our basic ingredients here are Winston writing in his diary and hearing a voice, which is soon to be revealed as the host character. There are many images, sounds, and events in these 2 pages which are open to interpretation. A couple of ideas to get you started include possibly sharing that opening voice text to make it an ensemble. You could also multiply the number of Winstons on stage to create a chorus effect. Make sure you work through each beat and moment slowly and precisely, and know exactly where you want your audience to look moment to moment. Make sure you incorporate all the design elements too. And then consider the physicality of Winston, as well as the vocal quality and feel of the voice. Is the voice hostile or friendly? Soothing or unsettling? Charrington's shop. This is a duologue set in Charrington's antique shop between Winston and Charrington. Start at Charrington's line, "You've got a good eye," and end when Winston collapses and the room is plunged into darkness. Explore how you can create this space and how you can use props or furniture. Also consider how each character holds the snow globe. How do they show that it's important to them? Syme's monologue. This monologue is set in the work canteen and has Syme speaking to Winston and Martin about newspeak. Start at Syme's line, "You don't really appreciate newspeak, Winston," and end at "Here's Parsons." Consider how you want to use the stage direction of Syme speaking with his mouth full. Also consider how passionate Syme is with what he's speaking about. Speakwrite. This is a short section where we see Winston at work and he's altering records. Start at an abrupt lighting change and end at a klaxon sounds. The telescreen flickers into life. Speakwrite is the other voice in this scene. Have a think how you want to create Speakwrite. Is it with a solo voice, an ensemble, or a voiceover? And what's the style of the voice? Is it electronic? Is it soft and calm, or strong and stern? Can you create the sound of a computerized voice from a human voice?
Or can you use sound design and a text-to-voice website to recreate this dialogue?
Video design is an obvious way in to staging this moment, but consider how you can stage it practically, live on stage. Try physically creating the images and moments as they're described in the stage directions. Can you create a montage of images as an ensemble? Can you show Winston navigating the record system with physical theatre? 2 minutes hate. This section comes after the Speakwrite section. Start at telescreen's line, "Attention comrades," and end after telescreen's line, "2 minutes hate is over, comrades." There's lots that happens in these 2 pages. You have the horrifically loud, screaming, grinding, metallic noise. You have Thought Criminal, who is Goldstein, confessing. There's the crowd's huge reactions to this, followed by Winston's breakout from it. And finally, you have Thought Criminal's execution. Work through it all, slowly and specifically. Julia and Winston. This section is a duologue between Winston and Julia when they escape to the countryside. Start at Julia's line, "We're all right here," and then end on Julia's line, "Find somewhere," just before we go back into Charrington's shop. This is a fairly long duologue, and there's loads to explore with how they interact and speak. How do they talk now they're apparently safe and away from Big Brother's watchful eye? Also consider how you want to stage them being intimate and having sex. Is there a more metaphorical way of showing this, rather than simply staging the physical act? Could you use gesture, movement and design to make this moment feel rich and beautiful. Also, think about their physicality and how it can be vastly different out here in the countryside. How are they relaxed? Are they unrestricted and taking up a lot more space? Do they run, jump, or dance? Are they physically free here, as well as being vocally and mentally free? Julia and Winston, too. This duologue takes place in the rear room of Charrington's shop, away from prying eyes and surveillance. Start at Winston's line, no mics, no telescreen. You may want to split this duologue into 2 halves to make it a bit more manageable. If so, end section 1 at I don't know life. Section 2 can then start at Julia's re-entry and her line, turn around. End section 2 at Winston's line, it's not enough. If you have enough time, doing both sections of this scene as one long duologue will give you a much clearer idea of the journey. For Winston, consider his extreme reaction to Julia talking about rats. Also consider how you want to stage the mother singing "They say that time heals all things." Can this be Julia playing the mother? Or is this a third performer in the space? This scene has Winston and Julia's relationship constantly developing, and it's really interesting to see how they disagree with one another and come into conflict with one another. Mother's memory. In this section, Winston remembers an important interaction with his mother as a child. Start this section at the stage direction. Winston comes back into the main room holding a scrap of paper, and then end this section when Julia says, "Go, I'll meet you there." This is an interesting trialogue for Mother, Julia, and Winston. For Winston, how are you going to show both his childhood state and his adult state? Will this be a sudden shift between the 2 ages, or a combination between the different energies and physicalities? O'Brien's apartment. Winston and Julia visit O'Brien at his apartment. Start this section at the stage direction, O'Brien's apartment, and end it after Winston and Julia say no, just before O'Brien's monologue. You could work this as a trialogue and just imagine Martin being there. Or you could work it as a 4-hander and have someone playing Martin, as it is originally in the text. The Briefcase, the book. This is a very filmic section where the future action intercuts with the characters talking about it in the present. It's about O'Brien's dropping of the briefcase plan and the sharing of the book. Start at O'Brien's line, "One thing left, the book," and then end this section when O'Brien says yes, just before we go into the antique shop room. This has potential for a short ensemble section where a crowded street scene is created and there's the passing off of the briefcase between Winston and Martin. O'Brien, meanwhile, narrates these events. There's an exciting moment here where the ensemble all stare at Winston when he holds the book up. It's described as almost like a ceremony. O'Brien's monologue. During Winston's torturing, O'Brien has a monologue attacking Winston. Start at the line, "Your love is the most important thing to you and to you alone." Explore the power and authority O'Brien has here, as well as his physical interactions with Winston. What do you think's more powerful here? Proximity or distance? Also explore the stage direction. O'Brien holds Winston's head in his hands. You may want to look at the large torture section in the final part of the play between Winston and O'Brien, but as a heads up, this section will require substantial physical work, possible fight choreography, and substantial stage effects. If you're working on this part, plan and rehearse slowly and safely. If you are looking at this section, you could explore the role of the torturers and the options of how many there are. The text states several, but what do you think's more impactful? 30 torturers? Or just 1 or 2? And there we go, some focal points in 1984. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, please give it a like. Do check out these other videos and subscribe. And if you want to support what I do on the channel, you can click on the link in the video description. All the best.